Wave Sound Audiobooks presents The Cedar Tree by Nicole Alexander, narrated by Prescott and Patrick Harvey. Prologue. Karooma Station, Far West, New South Wales, 1949. Stella came from over the mountains, from a place battered by the lash of the wind and buffeted by the lifting soil. It was a snake-etched, empty environment, one stretched and hollowed out by fragments of cultures that had once fought for its ownership, the winners unaware that nature, not stubborn perseverance, would decide their fates. White men had died traversing the interior tracks that the black people called home. But in a place where fortitude came second to knowledge, it was stupidity that kept most searching ever onwards for a portal further into the great South Land. Stella's homestead had faced northeast. It had stared defiantly from the New South Wales-South Australian border across hundreds of kilometres to where people who were closer settled lived underground and mined for pretty opals, and where great pastoralists had once walked wagon loads of firm-packed wool bales to the Darling River to be transported to market. There was water, but they saw little of it. Most of what flowed beyond their grasp terminated in shallow lakes and floodouts in the northernmost stretches of the Strzelecki Desert. It certainly wasn't all gibber plains and sand dunes. There was some good country among the useless. Stubby bushes stooped by nature sustained life, and among the best of the acreage there were familiar trees. But it wasn't the promised land. In high summer, when the westerlies arrived, there were days when Stella only had to open her mouth to taste salt on her tongue. Her home of old was a space unlike any other, one littered with the echo of endless sighs that seemed to stretch far beyond the land that engulfed her married life. She had left a baby in that fierce land's grasp, one who might have survived had circumstance and distance not prevented it. Her husband, Joseph, also remained there, buried deep in the red heart of their property where the dingoes and crows couldn't molest him. He belonged to that place. It had been his land after all. Not once, not even at the very end, had she been unkind enough to tell him that the only thing he really possessed was a futile dream. Endings, no matter how painful, are no time for reproach. At least not of the verbal kind. Instead, the homestead haunted her that last day as she trailed through rooms, dragging furniture across floorboards, throwing clothes into suitcases, sorting through a...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?